What is up, everybody? It is your boy DFA coming to you with actually kind of a serious video. I never thought I'd actually make this video. I never thought I'd have to. News has broken. Dean Ambrose is officially leaving the WWE. Now, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not actually going to edit this video up, make it all funny like I usually do. I'm just going to sit here and talk. This is going to be so just low key and just, I just got to talk. I feel like I need to voice my opinion on this. Maybe I'll make another video later with it all edited. Maybe I'll call it the rise and fall of Dean Ambrose or something like that. But for now, I just need to voice my opinion. I'm just going to sit here and talk. So it's pretty much just a podcast. You can have this on the background. It doesn't really matter. Dean Ambrose is leaving. It is official. After WrestleMania, he is not re-signing his contract. And the reason behind it is because for the past few years, he has been really upset with how creative has handled his character. He doesn't like the direction he's going in. He doesn't like how they portray him on TV, etc. And he's done. He had a meeting with Vince McMahon, and Vince tried to get him to re-sign, and they actually offered him a raise as well. And he said, he's not about the money. He's just not about it, and he doesn't need the money. He's saved up enough. He's done pretty well for himself, but he's done. He doesn't want to resign. He doesn't want to return. And according to WWE's official statement, they're heartbroken over this. This was not planned. This was not, this wasn't the usual future endeavor that they give people. You could tell that they were really sad about this and they didn't want him to go. They said something like, we can't wait until Jonathan Good, which is his real name, we can't wait till he returns to the WWE, if he does someday. I can't believe this is actually happening. I can't believe that he's done. I guess I just never imagined a Shield member actually walking out on WWE because, even though WWE has shown many times that they have way more interest in Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins than they did in Dean Ambrose, he was still, I'd say, he was a household name. He was still a top guy, even though he never really got a fair shot at the WWE title or anything. They still treated him as one of their go-to, dependable guys that they could count on all the time. He was a workhorse, all the Shield guys, all three of them, they treated as, they're the leaders of this generation of wrestling. And I cannot believe that he actually walked out on it. I mean, I kind of can, but at the same time I can't because he was in such a great position. But at the same time, I completely understand how he wants to leave. Ever since, I'd say, 2015, they have absolutely 100% fucked this guy over. I thought 2015 was his time. Money in the Bank, 2015, when he faced Rollins for the WWE title, I thought that was his time. I thought they were going to give him the title, and I just thought he was going to win, and I think a lot of other people did as well. I think they wanted him to win, and he didn't. I mean, I loved Rollins during that time. He was having a terrific heel run, but I really thought that was Ambrose's night. He was going to finally win the big one, and they didn't do it. They didn't give him that title, and since then, I just feel like everything has gone downhill. They didn't care about him through 2015. They made him Reigns' bitch, and he came to Reigns' aid when he needed him. He continued to have, he had that really shitty feud with Bray Wyatt that was so underwhelming. They just had Wyatt kick his ass the entire time, and the only time he ever beat him was Tribute to the Troops, because, faces always win. But he never got fair treatment, I felt like. And it obviously, it caught up with them. It bit them in the ass, because as of today, he has let them know that, he's not coming back. It really has hit me hard. It really has. He has been my absolute favorite wrestler throughout the majority of my teenage years, and it's just crazy to see that he's not going to be on the show anymore. And, when they gave him the WWE title, they eventually gave it to him in 2016, it just felt overdue. It just felt like he should have won it the year prior. He should have won it in 2015, and they never gave it to him. So when he won it, it just felt like, it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel like it was fulfilling enough. And then the brand split happened, and they put him on SmackDown, and I really did enjoy him during that time. That was great. His feud with AJ Styles, and he had Ellsworth in the middle. That shit was hilarious. I loved that feud. But then after that, they really dropped the ball with him. Like, they really, really dropped the ball. And they had no idea what they wanted to do with him going into WrestleMania. And he ended up facing Baron fucking Corbin on the pre-show. And that was like, man, he must have been pissed at that. Actually, I think he did kind of show up to the Hall of Fame the night before WrestleMania 33. I'm pretty sure he showed up drunk, and that was his punishment. But regardless, he was going to face Corbin anyways. So, and at the time, it wasn't even Constable Corbin, where he's at least sort of entertaining now. This was like Lone Wolf Corbin back when literally nobody gave a shit about him. So, I don't know. That why would they give him Corbin? I don't know. I can see how he got frustrated at that. And then throughout 2017, he had that feud with Miz that would never ever end. It started on SmackDown, transferred over to Raw, and it just wouldn't end. And no wonder he was pissed all the time. And then, you know, they kind of paired him up with Rollins. They did the tag team. That was terrific. I actually love that when he paired up with Rollins and they did the tag team in 2017 and they won the Raw tag titles. That was great. Man, that's what I'm going to miss most about Ambrose in WWE. I'm serious, was matches with Rollins and tag teaming with Rollins. Ambrose and Rollins just had such a natural chemistry that no matter what they were doing together, I was always entertained by it because they just meshed so well. I'm pretty sure even Rollins said he considered Ambrose his wrestling soulmate. I'm pretty sure that's what he called him on the Destruction of the Shield documentary, I'm pretty sure. Man, I'm going to miss those fucking matches. I'm sure he'll be back someday, but for now, you know, it's over. It's all over. He's done. And all that's really left to say is, please, Ambrose, please do not become the next CM Punk. Don't take your frustrations out on wrestling and just, you know, completely ditch. Don't leave wrestling altogether. If you want to clear your head, get out of WWE. That's absolutely fine. That's cool. But don't leave wrestling. All Elite Wrestling, AEW, that is a brand new promotion that's coming up in, 5 months? It's starting in May, I believe. Oh, my God. Imagine if AEW signed Ambrose. That would be the perfect carrot on the stick for casuals to actually care about it. Like, WWE should actually fear it if they actually got a big name like Ambrose. They got Jericho, but if they could get a current guy like Dean Ambrose, that'd be huge. That'd be gigantic. And my point is, there's so many other options other than WWE for him to go. And it's not going to be hard for him to find a job. I mean, he's Dean Ambrose. He was a huge name in WWE. So I'm sure every promoter out there, independent promoter, is going to be wanting, you know, they're going to be begging for him. They're going to fight for him. I mean, Sami Callihan, he's still wrestling. Switchblade Conspiracy reunion, perhaps? Perhaps? I don't know. There's multiple possibilities. We could see that in AEW, perhaps, if they sign Sami. I don't know if they will, but when he got signed to NXT, I thought we were going to see a reunion in WWE, but then they made him a jobber in NXT, and he took off. So that was kind of depressing. But now they're both together again in the Indies. Well, that is if Dean Ambrose decides to go to the Indies. I really hope he does. But, man, what a sad day. Seriously, this sucks. Like, this straight up sucks. Like, I hope WWE learns a lesson from this. Like, they just have to get their shit together. It feels like they're falling apart right now. Reigns got cancer. He's gone. Ambrose hated the way he's being booked. He took off. The only Shield member left is Rollins. He's the only one left. They're killing Strowman. Lesnar never shows up. It's like, what are they doing? It feels like they have no idea what they're doing anymore. They're completely lost. They're shuffled. They're scattered. And now they just lost one of their biggest stars, Dean Ambrose. This really makes me wonder what other talent is feeling this way. I'm sure there's a bunch of lower card guys that want out. But with a top tier guy like Ambrose, I'm really surprised at what other top people in the company are feeling right now. I wonder if Bryan wants to leave. I mean, we already know that he forced WWE to clear him. He straight up bribed them. He's like, yeah, listen, if you don't clear me, I'm leaving. I'm going to the Indies. So they cleared him in order for him to stay. I don't care if he's back. I feel like there's a part of him that wants to leave. Imagine if both Bryan and Ambrose left and went to AEW. That would be insane. But it's I want to know how many people are not enjoying work right now at WWE. Because if Ambrose left, there's got to be more. He was a top guy. He's a top dog in the company. And even he said, this sucks. I'm out. Like, doesn't that make you... Like, Shinsuke Nakamura. What have they done with him? They brought him up from NXT. I fucking love the guy. I thought he was so cool. He came up, and he's the epitome of nothing now. He holds the U.S. Championship, which has completely lost its relevance. What other guys? Rusev, AJ Styles. Okay, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one, but I have not enjoyed AJ Styles since he has turned face. Name me one good feud that he's had that has lasted and actually produced good matches. So many of his matches as a babyface has been lackluster and just boring. What made me love AJ in WWE was the fact that he was heel. What other guys have they ruined? I mean, when Rollins turned face, it took him a while to get going, but he's got going. But the point is, I just want to know who else feels like Ambrose, because there's got to be more if he wants to leave. Well, I really all I have left to say is thank you, Ambrose. Thank you for entertaining us for all these years. I really hope that you choose to stay in wrestling, and I really hope that you don't leave like Punk did. I hope that you find somewhere else to wrestle where you can entertain us all there. So that's it. Thank you, Ambrose. Hopefully you return someday. Hopefully you find another place in wrestling.